a raise not accounted for in the maintenance last year, or the increase? Was something missing?
No, it was reported in error on the top 5.
Oh, it was reported in error. Okay,
Oh.
I got it. I didn't know. I just want to make sure that, because it says there was no increase in maintenance. I just want to make sure.
No,
Go ahead
it's
now.
because it's in a different line on the budget,
Yep,
so it wasn't included.
it wasn't included. Okay,
When I reported it on the top 5. I spoke to Rich about that last week or the week before.
okay. I wanted to double check. Okay,
Now you'll see down the bottom of the salary page, it says state fiscal year 21 salary. That's just a calculation I have to do to make sure we're within 3% increase of last year's budget. I just want to show you that. And that is off for the administrative staff without the executive director's salary in there. Now you will have to vote a new salary calculation for the executive director as part of this budget, because her rate will change July 1st. So I don't know if you have to vote it now or you can vote it next time. I don't know if I didn't see it in the minutes.
No, I didn't know I needed to do another vote on that.
Yeah,
As
you're
long
gonna have
as
to
it
do
was-
another vote. Yeah, in order to have
Even
that.
though it's a reduction, not
Yes,
an increase?
reduction or not, you still have to vote it, yes.
Okay,
to decrease.
Okay, so if we go to page 6, we just have our legal costs. We have at $8,000 that we want. Travel is significantly reduced. The accounting fee is basically the same for the state programs. There'll be a little bit of a billing for the federal program because of the way we have to close that out and specially report that to HUD. There's a lot of paperwork that we have to do at our end. And then on the DHCD AUP audit fee, that's the same as last year. And on the Sundry Administrative, the only new one is we have the GASB reports and the union negotiations, any expense for that. And actually the $8,000 up top for the legal, that's for the union negotiations. I know you're gonna go to that in an executive session, collective bargaining. We just put some money in there just in case we needed to have it for the lawyer. So on page 7, this is just what we anticipate our schedule of contractual outside costs will be. We don't have to stay within each line item. We just have to stay within the bottom line of $42,971. And then we
Rich,
have,
excuse me.
Go ahead.
You have a new GL account number for this heat source, 4450?
yes, that's gonna be the new one, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, and then the next page, which is page 8, is our insurance coverage. You know, once we've done the salaries, we've worked comp is just a straight calculation. The state fire insurance has gone up dramatically. It's up to about $170 right now. And I have a little bit more in there because you're gonna be covering 2 years of that increase. It's 170 now, probably be closer to 200 next year. Unfortunately, they had a lot of major fires in the housing authority, so the price went up significant. You know, non-owner auto is just a standard $100 that we put in there for anytime you're out of official business. We have our truck insurance, your official liability insurance. And the fidelity bond will be for this year only. After that, we don't need it
Oh,
because that's really just a Section 8 only. Other than that, we're covered under mass law for the first $100,000. So we only have it for Section 8 program. Now our retirement assessment is $46,606 this year. Unemployment is still 0.001, but we just got notified that the state unemployment, they're trying to do something through the legislature now. If not, that could increase to probably about $800 or $900 because of so many claims due to COVID. They have to do some special legislation to try to keep it down around the 237 number. If not, there'll be a special assessment to all businesses. And then group insurance, this is for our active employees, Monique and the 2 maintenance person. Part-time people pay for FICA tax, the $1,345. Everybody pays for Medicare tax, the $3,435. And then we have our retired medical insurance. We have our maintenance amount for $27,350 and our administrator for $8,170. And then what I did on line 16 is Section 8 is leaving us. But what happens is if you start at a housing authority today, you wouldn't be assessed for retirement the first year because they let you have the first year free. So you're always 1 year behind. So what will happen is when Section 8 goes, we're going to assess them next year, their share of the retirement. And that's what that $3,000 is what I think this year is going to be for the retirement and some of the group insurance. It's just a number that I picked up. So, and then the year after that, they will totally be gone at that point. Then on page 9 is just our schedule of utility costs, excuse me. We have our water. We don't expect that to go up significantly. The electric, who knows? It's been a mild year this year at 146. We think it's going to go up to 153. The one thing about this is, if for some reason electric went to 160,000, when DHCD calculates the subsidy, they'll use the 160 number. They'll use the higher of the number. So the actual number they use. If it's 140, they'll use 140. And that's just something they do. Now on the solar credits and the solar costs, in past years, we, the housing authority, get to keep 100% of it. Now DHC is taking 50% and we're going to keep 50%. And we expect that to be $21,000 for each one of us. And then we have septic for Arthur Street, $1,000 we expect for cost over there. Now, as I've said in the past, housing authorities get to keep whatever surplus they've earned. It goes into an operating reserve. Page 10 is us spending money out of that operating reserve. The top part is just our routine, extraordinary work that's not capitalized, meaning we're not going to depreciate that. We're just going to put it as a regular repair. Now, 21.1, we normally have, when we have renovations we have to do, repairs or painting or any flooring, we throw it in that category. We're always doing landscaping and tree removal and lawn cutting. Last year, we got health and safety money. We didn't spend it, so we're going to do security cameras this year. And then we have a handicap door opener under H&S Health and Safety that we're going to do. We're going to repair a deck at Center Street. And then we threw some money in there for some mechanical, electrical, and plumbing repairs. Those have been getting a little high. Now we have a restricted reserve, which is basically just our laundry equipment, our washers and dryers. We get to keep half of the proceeds in a special restricted reserve. And that line item is only if we have to replace any washers and dryers, we'll charge it to that line item. The next section down, account number 4611, is our kitchen appliances. We expect to replace 10 of them over the year. We're not going to replace any major equipment. And 7540, we're going to do the light poles, about $20,000. I think we're going to get Maud involved with that, aren't we, Monique?
No.
No? Okay.
No. We'll be using the local electrical guy, and they are proprietary. There's only one company that has them.
Has the poles?
Yeah. Because
Okay,
of the,
great.
it's the structure of the pole. It flares out at the top and the bottom.
Right.
It's craziness.
Okay. So if we go back to page 1, that's everything comes forward to page 1. And you can see we have the we have the state 400 column, the MRVP, and the section 8, which is really only for 3 months. You can see our operating receipts. We expect to bring $709,000 in, 21 for MRVP and $12,237 for the voucher program. All of the salaries talked about before and all the administrative expenses and benefits and insurance come forward onto this page. You see down the bottom, I've circled employee benefits. It's at 68%. What that means is for every dollar you pay out for salary, you pay 68 cents towards benefits. It's a little high, but it's getting to be very expensive for all housing authorities because more people are retiring. And when you retire, you have to pay for their medical and you still get assessed their retirement. And then when you hire someone, you have their medical plus their retirement. So it's getting very expensive.
Wow.
Yeah, if you're in business, you'd be out of business. If you were trying to make money, you'd be out at this point. You would just go somewhere else and do something else. I always tell my famous story about a fellow who owns an olive oil company. He actually sells olive oil. And we were talking about that and benefits and everything. And I said at the time, oh, it's about 62%. He said, stop talking. He said, I'm out of business. He says, I would just shut the thing right down tomorrow and leave. He said, I can't be at that number.
Right.
Yeah.
How many are we still paying for that are retired, that we're still doing benefits and stuff?
I think it's 4.
I think it is 4-2, yes.
Okay.
It would be M, J, E, and that other lady, 4. Yeah,
Yeah, it is 4, yeah.
yeah. There's a woman out there. I think she's a surviving spouse.
So that's right, because they can take options, right? And so the
Yes.
spouse can have it. I gotcha.
Right. Actually,
Excuse me 1 second.
yeah, we have,
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
yeah, there are 4.
Yeah, Kevin calling you from Energy Solution. How are you?
Bye. Stupid people. Okay. I think that we could vote on the salary. I'll just add a number to this and I'll make the resolution paper tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, and we do have, just like, we do have 4 retirees. 3 out of the 4 are the spouse, husband and wife. So that's why that gets expensive.
Okay.
You know, even though, like it's averaging about $665 a couple. And that's only because under the Medicare piece, everybody has to pay Medicare. So when they get to age 65, group insurance layers in a Medicare plan with them. It's really a supplemental plan for Medicare. If not, that'll be it would be a $20,000 bill. Even though you're retired, you would still pay the active rate. And luckily, we don't have anybody in that section. So again, if we go to page 2, you see on page 2, we have our regular utilities up the top. And then about a quarter of the way down, you see net income or deficit from operations. The 400 program will make $26,400. The MRVP is going to lose a little bit of money, about $1,943. And Section 8, and I planned it this way, is to lose $10,027. The expenditures from the reserve are below that. And then down the bottom, you see what we expect our reserve levels, reserves to be. The estimated beginning, technically it's called unrestricted net position. But to me, it's the reserve. It's always been a reserve, operating reserve. That's the old name, is operating reserve. So I like to think of it that way. And then we have our net income deficit. And then we have a minimum reserve that DHCD requires. We have to keep is $140,869. So we would really have at the end of this year, $178,219 of available reserve should anything happen. And that's what that gives us a 79.28%. We're getting on the high end, so that's why Monique's going to do the electrical things and do a lot of extraordinary next year. The MRVP program should be fine at $22,224. That's not an issue. And when we close Section 8, if it closed this way, Dedham would get $35,973. That would have to go with the units that we give them. And that mainly came about because in this fiscal year, we got COVID money. Otherwise, we wouldn't be giving them that much money. But housing authorities got a tremendous amount of money under Section 8 for COVID. And I don't know why. So we have to pass that along when we do get rid of the units. We'll eat up as much as we can, right, Monique?
All right.
You buy the copier?
No, not
Did you
yet.
buy the copier?
Tomorrow.
Okay, good. Yeah. So if there's any questions, I'll gladly entertain them. hopefully, just realize that we have two budgets in there, a 3-month budget and a 9-month budget.
Is my note copier.
Okay,
I did applications today. Yeah.
Does anybody
And
have any
you have to do
questions?
a separate vote for each one of them,
Yes,
the MRVP and the Section 8 voucher.
yeah, they have all their sheets.
Okay,
And then are we gonna put something in there for your salary too?
Yeah,
Do
we're
we
gonna
have to-
do 2021-07. It'll be the last resolution for tonight. And I mean, you can just say per the accountant's schedule. Because
What
it's
number?
split,
What number are you giving it, the resolution for your
20.
salary?
2021-07.
I'll just do 07, okay? And it's
Okay.
just your salary,
Correct,
director's salary,
correct.
director's salary decrease. Okay,
you probably want to put an amount in there.
What do you want me to put, Rich?
Put the 84,162.
162, okay.
got it. Now, can we vote on any? Go ahead.
Sorry,
Do
I
we-
just, where's the 84?
Oh, we'll go back to the salary page.
Yeah, on page 5.
Right. It's the 82,662
Yeah,
plus the 1,125
And the
Mhm.
3
plus the 375.
yeah.
plus the 375. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Next
I
thing
didn't
next
know
is-
that. I didn't see the 375 was in there, and I was like, wait,
Yeah.
I'm not getting those numbers.
And it's also on the schedule. It's the last section, the executive director salary calculation worksheet. If you look at page 3, it's the bottom line.
So what I'm asking is, do we need to figure out that maintenance thing before we vote on this, or are we gonna add that to it afterwards?
Mr. Collins' advice is not to proceed
Right.
because of the cost.
So what I'm asking you is this, whatever is in the budget, whatever you chose to, whatever's in there for maintenance, that's what's saying, or do we have to vote again and revisit that?
No,
Even if
you
we
can't-
do,
we can't,
Only
once
if
the,
you
bud-
change, only if you change the title to that other person.
okay.
Right. If
We're
you
not
just
going to.
say on the beeper coverage to go to to $100, then what we would do is we would just take it out of snow overtime emergency. You follow what I mean?
Yep. So do we know what we're doing, Monique,
nothing,
including the beeper?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
mean,
so,
Just
Go
so,
ahead,
just historically, we've always had a mechanic in this housing authority, and the second position was always the lower level position.
That is not on the table, I don't believe.
No, we're not discussing, we're just discussing the
Okay,
sa-
okay,
salary line item. We have a mechanic groundskeeper. We've always had just those two positions.
Yep.
At those,
that's fine with me.
Yeah.
All right, so am I going back now? We're gonna vote? Am I going, that's where we're going? Anybody else have any questions before I start this? No? All right, so we're gonna go back to B. So I need a motion and, so we're going to be on resolution 2021-04, 400-01, FY 2022 state aided public housing 400-01 budget approval. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second,
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, oops, are you okay? All right. Next one is Resolution 2021-05, MRVP FY 2022 Rental Assisted Program Budget Approval. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now, Resolution 2021-07, Director Salary.
Excuse me, Linda, there's
What?
an error on the agenda. I just noticed it. You have one other, resolution -06 is for the HCV budget.
All right, so
Same
wait a minute. So wait a minute, we're gonna do another resolution. Say the number again, please.
It's 06. It's, the sheet is in there, but it's not on the agenda.
2021.
-06,
And what's it called?
fiscal year 2022 federal housing choice voucher budget.
So federal,
Linda, it's in our packet that we're
Yeah.
going over the third page.
you know what? I couldn't even tell you what the third page is. Forget it. Just let me do it this way. So it's gonna be Resolution 2021-06. And what's the title? One more time, please.
Fiscal
Fed-
year 2022
Wait a minute, fiscal year 2022. Yep.
federal housing choice voucher.
Federal housing. Oh Lordy, choice voucher. Yep,
Hmm,
that's
Budget.
it.
found it.
Budget. BUDGET. Hallelujah. All right. So do these have to go in chronological order? Can I still do the salary one, or do I gotta do this first?
I don't know.
Do D. I would do this first, the budget first.
That's fine. Okay, here we go. So Resolution 2021-06, fiscal year 2022, Federal Housing Choice Voucher Budget. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, here we go again. Resolution 2021-07, Director Salary Decrease, $84,162. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. We got it all. Are we missing anything? We got it all, right?
You get it all.
Okay.
These all have to be signed though, correct?
Just the chairperson. Well, I'm sorry. All members have to come in to sign the official form. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the executive session, we're not going to do that. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so cross it off. All right. Do we need Richard anymore, or is he free to go?
He's free to fly.
You're
Well,
free
you
to
have
fly.
stuff down the bottom if you want, the treasurer's report if you want. I can stay on for that. It's up, you
That's
know,
fine. We love having your company. That's fine with me.
Okay. I don't mind, yeah.
Okay, so next is correspondence, public housing notice 2021-01, changes pertaining to town appointed tenant board members. Members or member?
Well, members according to this, I think they're just being across the state members. Not necessarily, two members here. There's a lot of, my understanding of this is there's a lot on the town more than the board. I spoke to the town clerk and there's two people on the ballot for the remainder of Mr. Fouet. I believe Debbie is running against herself. So
Hopefully we get a big victory there.
yeah, of course. And so we want to sign off on a waiver. But you can't do the waiver until May 15th, which is after the town election. The town clerk's office does not have enough time to even address this right now. The ballot, all that paperwork for an election is already in process. I don't understand it. I'm not into politics or how to get to all of that, but I trust the town clerk's office.
I think it doesn't take effect until 22.
Right, but
Right.
they want to put a waiver in for it, and it's the
Mhm.
town that has to do it, not the housing authority.
Okay.
It's a very strange thing.
So we have no say in who that person is?
No, well, yes and no. Technically, no. What happens is the residents would be notified. We don't have a local tenant association, so we would have to poll all the residents. They have the right to appoint someone, not appoint someone,
Mhm.
identify someone they would like to be on the
Nominate.
board. Nominate, that's the word.
Can they nominate themselves?
Sure.
Okay,
And then it's the town that appoints.
interesting.
Mhm.
Okay.
So if you look at page 6, there's a flow chart. They're a little behind the 8 ball, as far as I'm concerned.
We're not gonna have to worry about this for a little bit anyways, right?
No.
So they'll probably redefine it again before
Oh,
we
I'm
get
sure.
there.
I'm sure that they've
Now-
aggravated the town clerk's offices all across the state.
So is this the leftover from things like 6 years ago when I
Yeah.
just sat in that position? Because they were
Yes.
going to get it, and we just sat and I didn't even have to run for anything, I just sat there. Okay.
Right. Same
Well, it's
thing.
taking this one, yeah, all right. All right, so we don't have to do anything with that.
No, right now, it's just informational.
Okay. All right, let's go on to the next thing. 'Cause public housing notice 2021-03, DCHD guidelines for LHA hiring of executive director.
This also is mostly informational. I have not given my notice as of yet.
Depends on the day.
Yeah. What it's doing is setting up boards to broaden their scope of applicants. Right now, there's a shortage of housing authority, anything.
Okay.
Executive directors are retiring left and right. I have spoken to several of my peers. They're just bogging the housing authority staff down with paperwork right now, so, and I know why they're doing it. Well, I
All
could
right.
guess why they're doing it. They still, I'm sure Rich would agree with me, I think they still want to go to regionalizing.
Yeah, they'd love to regionalize, yeah.
Yeah, so they're just burdening the agencies with reporting, whatever, any little thing they can find right now. And pulling applicants, trying to fill a vacancy is killing everybody.
Mhm.
All All right, more reading. Okay. The next thing, the CIP approval for BHA for FY 2021.
Rich, I'll send you a copy of that.
Oh, it's
We-
the formula funding, okay.
Yeah, it's for formula funding. There are some, and now I know what you're asking me about the lights. They're talking about upgrading to LED and we have to request lien assistance on that.
Right.
I don't know, we tried that once before, we didn't qualify, but I'll try it again.
You can always go, no.
I can go what?
You can always go somewhere from no, right?
Yeah. They do want us to do the drainage connection, as part of this approval. I will have to talk to the RCAT about it because, we already talked to them about it once before. Even though it's determined that it's under $10,000, I don't think that that's gonna happen, but I think it's gonna be more.
Okay. Okay, let's go on. All right, so next we have treasurer's report. So we have the 400-1 revolving fund register, house choice voucher register, payroll register, and sundry expense report. So they're in the file. 1, 2. And if you have questions, now's the time. Can I ask you something? What Brad Weaver's
Mhm.
on the warrant, what did he do?
He's an
Is that- oh,
owner.
is
That's an MRVP owner, I believe, what you're looking at. Oh, no, that's section 8. 99% of that report is all checks to owners.
So he must own something that somebody's in there, section 8?
Yes,
Okay.
he owns that the address is right there. Hmm.
I met him last week, that's why I'm just asking.
Oh, okay. The only big ticket item in the revolving fund is the transfer from revolving to our MMDT investment account pursuant to instructions from Mr. Conlon. Let's see.
What did you just say? I'm sorry.
The only big ticket item is the $49,000 that we transferred to our investment account.
Gotcha, okay.
Somebody may be missing a payroll journal because I have 2.
What is the, there's Dean Bank.
What page?
It's on 4 of 4,
4 of 4.
because there's 8 of 8, and then there's 4 of 4. It's the very last thing.
It's the transfer. That's actually a transfer from section 8 to revolving. So that's money that the section 8 program owes the state side for paying its bills.
Right, all the bills are paid out of the revolving fund, so each program has to pay into it. And that's what the Section 8 program owes at this point in time.
So I see it here, we're doing legal, you're paying legal on union negotiations. Do you think that will continue?
Yes, we have mediation. I'm not sure when. I will make an announcement during my report.
With the 49,730 that was transferred into the investment account.
Correct.
Okay, so obviously I do investment stuff, so I'm just curious, but where is that, or
That is in
how
an
was that
account.
invested? What's it for? All that kind of stuff.
Well, it's done through municipal
Mass Municipal Depository Trust.
There you go.
Okay.
Or MMDT. Are we required to do it through them?
No, you're
No.
not. You do a regular account, but the thing is, you cannot invest the money. With government, it's really the security of the funds is more important than whatever return you can get. They're more concerned with that.
Is it, I mean, just, again, maybe this is off topic, but I'm just curious, is it all in like municipal securities or?
Yes.
How do they have that set up?
It is all in municipal securities, yes, MMDT. They're pretty big in the housing industry and in government itself. I think, Monique, you can call them and get a portfolio of what investments they're into. But it's pretty secure. It's not 100% secure because it is still an investment on their part. But a lot of people use it, and I always say if they go under, we're pretty much out of business anyway, so I don't really care.
Monique, I just have a question on the dental. That doesn't get paid per month to the Franklin Housing Authority. How does that get paid?
It usually gets paid monthly. There was some kind of glitch at the Housing Authority getting the bills to us. And when I did a quality control, they were missing quite a few.
Yeah. So did
Yeah.
it get paid or?
Yeah, I took care of it.
Okay.
Yeah, they pay the bill anyway. We just reimburse them our portion.
So do you reimburse the Housing Authority? Is that what you do?
Yes.
Okay. And even for like, oh yeah, 2021 is 2 so far. But yeah, in 2020, there was only 2, July and December. Wow. So that 259, is that for you and somebody else per month?
Ed,
Ed, okay. So again, I'm sorry, where will that show up? Does it show up somewhere?
as far as it comes out of our paycheck.
But so withholding out of their paycheck, that
Right.
doesn't affect our
So
books.
And it was, so it wasn't withheld? Is that what happened?
Yes, it was withheld, but they never sent us the bill for those particular months.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Any questions, guys? All right. So I guess we can move on. Accountant's report. Is there anything new on there?
That's just the January comparatives, I assume.
It was just all attached that we went through, correct?
No, but I'm
No.
not seeing his report.
Yeah,
No,
I
it's
don't have a
not in
separate
here.
report either.
That's
So
why I thought it was all attached.
No, I
Okay.
bet you it's still in my bin. I don't have it either.
Okay.
I have,
Rich, how about a 30-second recap?
I'll give you a 30-second recap. We're making, right now in the 400 program, we're making $136,810 profit, which is nice. We're
Oh.
getting $68,561 in subsidy, which basically is our CARES Act money and our health and safety money that DHCD gave us this year. You are running a profit only because we haven't trued up the utilities. That usually happens. Your utilities are going to come in heavy right now, January, February, March. Even though you're reporting January, it's really December's bills are in there for utilities. The January ones aren't in there. There are no line item overruns that we can see in here. The Section 8 program right now is making a $7,071 profit. And the MRVP program right now has a $7,617 deficit, but that will be picked up and we'll have a smaller deficit at the end of the year. So all in all, I think we're pretty much on track with what we expected to do based on the budget revision you voted last month.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Not
Well, you know,
bad.
we'll be closing the book before you know it.
Mhm.
Good thing
All
we
right.
kept you on, Rich.
Thank you. I'll keep you all out of jail, don't worry. Nobody went so far, so in the 40 years I've been doing it, so we're okay.
All right. We're gonna move on to executive director's report.
Okay, I think I'll leave at this point. How's that?
All right.
Thanks,
All right.
Rich.
Nice seeing you.
Take care.
Okay,
Thanks, Rich.
Good to see everybody.
nice
Bye.
seeing you.
Same here.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Thing special. I attended it was called Senior Housing Vaccine Application Process. The state required us to get some information about doing some clinics and how to order the vaccine and take a survey, which was all done. Originally, our clinic was supposed to be this past Monday and Tuesday, the 8th and the 9th. However, something happened. I'm not sure what. It got changed to the 15th and the 16th, but we are working with other agent, 2 other entities. So I just have to do whatever they want. I was asked by the attorney that handles our property insurance for the flood that happened at Rentham Manor way back in the day. Myself and Mr. Pelletier may have to provide a deposition. They're still fighting it. That probably will not occur until after Mr. Pelletier will be going out on medical to have a knee replacement. 325. So we will be a little short-staffed for 4 to 8 weeks. I do have Mr. Recor on call if we do need him for anything, but thankfully, or hopefully, we will not have any more snow. We have started the process for the emergency generator at Depot Court. Finally. I believe the low bids actually came in, so that will be probably at the next meeting to vote for that. We have 6 vacancies right now. Still working on it. I did another poll from the family list today. I wish that we could just get to our Bellingham people because they would be, jumping at the door to get in. These people are all emergencies, claiming emergencies. They're all from Boston area. No one's local. And it's pulling teeth to try and get people to respond.
So is there so many days they have before you can move on? Like, do they have so many days to respond?
Yes, they have 10 days supposedly, but the mail has been so terrible that we usually give them 5 extra days. And if somebody has, a problem with a disability or driving or doesn't have a phone, there's always a problem. We try to make accommodations. And there's a few people out there that really don't have an emergency and you have to take them off. They don't come off the waiting list, but they do move to the bottom.
In Rentham Manor, we have 4 vacancies. Anybody moving in soon?
I have nobody that's replied, so we're probably gonna do another poll for elderly tomorrow with Heidi. And that's not just elderly, it's non-elderly too.
And so that list, is it in-house or is it where in Boston? Where is the list now?
The list actually is in Boston.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's no longer in-house. Okay.
No, that's the I feel like most
the
housing
problem.
authorities are having the same problem because we can't get to our people.
Okay.
I mean, you can see, we already pulled 175 applicants that included elderly, handicapped, and family over the last month. That was February. I just did another 25 and I think Heidi pulled another 25 from another list and we're gonna pull another 25. Other than that, the only other news is that I did submit our letter for the consolidation for the Housing Choice Voucher Program to the field office with the resolution, and it has been accepted by the field office. Now it has to go to the next step. And I also spoke to the director at Dedham and just reminded her that she has to provide that her field office people with their letter and their resolution. So that's moving. And then we're going to be working on annuals for the residents because we didn't do one last year due to COVID. We'll probably have a printer or in each community room for the tenants to be able to copy their own documents. Our tenants accounts receivable, a little bit higher than I would like to see, but I have a couple of tenants who are having problems right now. And I do have one tenant that is in a mental health facility. So her rent has not been paid in a couple of months. But there's no one to help her. She has no one that has power of attorney or anything like that. So the rent is not being paid right now. I would like to also ask the board if I can keep my vacation time this year due to COVID. I was unable to take all of the time necessary, including, me being on call for 2 weeks because someone else had COVID.
Do we have to motion something to do that, or how does that work?
1 second. Is any of that carried over from last year that had to be used?
Just my regular 1 week that I was allowed to carry over.
And did you use that 1 week?
I took, well, if you look at what I did try to take, oh shit, I don't have that one with me. So I started off with 115, 65, 215 hours. I am down to 97. So I did make a dent in it. I don't have enough time to take anything else right now.
So again, did you take?
Yes, I took everything you asked me to for last year.
Okay, so you took the week. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. Yeah.
What we carried over, you used. That's what I'm asking.
Correct.
So what do you want to carry over this year? Or what do you propose?
My 97 hours, what I have as a balance, 97.34.
And that was supposed to be used by
March
of the fiscal
31st. Yep.
Okay.
So
All right,
that
and due to
was-
COVID, I understand that. I just want to make sure we're not carrying week.
Oh,
Who was that? That was Deborah Sapp's
That was
house.
John.
But who?
I mean, it's
Oh my
really only about a week and a half extra. It's not a lot. When you look at the hours, it makes it look like a lot. So it's 2.59 weeks that I have on the books as of right now. So it's only a week that I was not really able to take.
All right, so let's do it that it has to be used before we get into the next fiscal year. Like we did last time.
2023.
Okay. Yeah, so when we, so we're going into the fiscal year, we start April 1st, so it's gonna be used by March, I'm just making notes. So
Yep.
March 31st, 2022,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, I don't have an issue with that. Does anybody want to make a motion? You want me to do it? What do you want to do? I'll make the motion. So I'll make the motion that we carry over the 97.34 hours, Monique's hours for next year and let her use them. And they have to be used by March 31st, 2022. So I made the motion.
Second.
That's all I need is a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, I just have a question. So we carried the 97 over and then on April 1st, do you get another, oh, so then you don't get another 160 hours. You do every month you start accruing? How does that
No,
work?
that's the sick time. It's 150 hours or 60 hours, April 1st.
Okay, so as of April 1st, you're gonna have 247 hours. Is that
Correct.
correct? Okay,
Yes.
all right.
We still allowing you to take vacation, Monique?
Well, it's difficult, but you know, I have at least 1 week booked for the beach already.
Perfect.
Any other discussion?
Can I ask on that or on something else?
On this, there's a motion, there's a second, so we got to do this. So is there any more discussion about the 97.34? So
No,
I have a motion, I have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. Go ahead, Sandy, now you can ask a question.
Okay, so I just had a question on one of the work orders.
Hmm.
This is really nice to see, but I'm just wondering, there's the one about the mouse droppings. Did that get taken care of?
Yes, it wasn't mouse droppings.
Oh, okay.
Somebody had a mat that's got those little black rubber pieces on it, and they were all over the hallway. The guy thought it was mouse poop.
Okay.
I had to put it in his hand because he didn't believe me.
Ugh.
So,
Okay.
as we all know, I cannot stand, and no one else can stand, the work order report. So I did print these 2 reports that I thought showed a good picture. You know, they're keeping busy.
Yeah. This is nice.
Oh, good.
All right, any other questions? Anything else, Monique?
I only have 1 evaluation from, I believe Mrs. Tracy. No one else provided their, executive director evaluations yet.
Thought that I had.
Do not have yours, Randy. Did you email it to me and I didn't pay attention?
I would never accuse you of doing that. So I'm gonna assume that there was an error on my side or the Outlook ate my email or something.
Well, sometimes that happens. But you are a VIP in my Outlook, so. I don't have anything here, but I have nothing else.
Okay. All right, any other business that may legally come before the board? So our next meeting will be April 13th, 2021, location to be determined. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I
Opposed?
Who's
All
opposed?
right, motion. Nobody.
Oh, I
I
thought
was gonna
somebody said
say-
opposed.
No.
Okay, I'll have all of the documents that need to be signed, in the office tomorrow. I will also have checks ready for tomorrow. I don't know who can and cannot. I know Randy probably can't. And I'm sure that Sandy's teaching.
Well, Linda and Deb are at Bellingham High School.
Okay, so,
Well, what time are they gonna be ready?
they'll be ready first thing in the morning. When are you available?
You need mine and Linda's signature?
Oh, I need two, yes, unless it's considered an emergency.
Linda, what do you have, fourth period of the day tomorrow? Are you on?
Yeah, first period, I'm free. Second, after fourth period, I can either run over there or she can run to us, whatever's easiest. I don't care.
Well, I can run
Uh,
up, that's fine. What time?
I can run over there too, Linda. So I don't really care what you want to do.
All right, so are you gonna run right after school?
I have to stay with Carlos till 11:15, then I'll go over about 11:15.
All right, I'll go over after school. I
Okay.
have a meeting with a student at 11, and then as soon as I'm done with that, I'll run over there.
Okay,
All
All right, I'll
right.
see you about 11:15 then.
Monique,
All right.
do we all have to sign something though, to, not the
You-
checks, but
you do, yes, everyone needs to sign the budgets.
are you at,
I'll be at Depot on
Depot
Friday.
Court on Friday?
Yes, ma'am,
Okay, because I can come by them.
okay.
How
Randy,
long will you be there on Friday, Monique?
well, usually only there till about 2:30, 3 o'clock, because then I get stuck in traffic. But I can make an accommodation for you if you need to. You let me know.
Okay, I will send you an email.
Okay, super.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.